guys, welcome to another episode of Ask Alex, where this is a show where I take all your questions and answer them here on this particular show. I'm your host, Alex Hampton, and if this is your first time ever watching this video, I'd like to personally welcome you to our page. Now, on today's episode of Ask Alex, I have a awesome actress that I've been following her for like the last year or so. I follow all of her other acting counterparts like Troy Skinner, James in Black, Camille, Jalacia. There's so many of you guys. I can't wait to actually meet you guys. But I would like to introduce you guys to Miss Shantelle. How are you doing today, Miss Shantelle?
Hi everybody. I'm doing great on this wonderful Thursday evening.
Okay. So now I just wanted to know before you got connected to the Breaking Through Acting workshop actors, I was wondering, how did you get started in this business in general?
So, funny story. I'm probably one of the few people that has not been acting very long. I went to college for biology, forensics specifically, and I started acting about 2 years ago. My senior year in college, I took an acting class for non-acting majors. And it was just, I needed the credits, and I didn't know whether or not I would be good. And everybody was shocked. They was like, "What? You're a science major and you're in this acting class?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just needed the credit." And I found out I liked it and I loved it. And I was in New York. I'm from New York City, and I started taking acting classes and taking all these classes and learning slowly, Googling and looking up whatever I needed to look up, looking up books, and I moved out to LA, and it's just literally taking it day by day, but learning along the way. Yeah.
Okay, now that's pretty cool. I every time I ask that question, a lot of actors have that that kind of same thing. They have an interest in something else, and then all of a sudden they fall into acting. And when you moved to LA, how did you get connected to Choice and everybody at Breaking Through?
So, the only person I knew here was my cousin. She had moved here 8 years ago. And then I found a job through a friend. And in that job, I met Daphne Clark, which she's from Foster's. And she recommended that I go to Choice Skinner's acting class. And I didn't know anybody. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm auditing acting classes. Why not? Just try it. And I went, and automatically I saw all these actors and actresses that were phenomenal, and they impressed me. And I was like, okay, I definitely need to be here, because if I'm surrounded by such greatness, that only means that I'm going to be great. So that's exactly why I've stayed, and it's been a complete year that I've been in the class now. So it's been great.
Okay, no, that's actually pretty cool. Now, when I was talking to you through your email, there's a link of your demo reel, and before I get into what you with the stuff that you've been in, there's in that demo reel, there's a lot of action beats, and I was just wondering, are you a martial artist of any kind, or is that just something you just came up with?
So I've always been like very athletically gifted, or very good with like my body and such. Ever since I was little, I've taken like karate, did wrestling in high school, cheerleading, track, like just really been great physically. And my brother's an MMA artist, so I've been around the martial arts environment. But in that film, I told the director that, and they were just like, yeah, let's just add action scenes and fight scenes. And I was like, I would love that. But yeah, no, I'm not professionally, but I am in the midst of becoming.
Oh, okay. So there's this one scene in your demo reel where you run up on someone and you do like a backflip. And I'm like, okay, did you really do that? Or is that like CGI? Or, I mean, it looked real to me. I don't know. But.
No, yeah, definitely not CGI. We did not have a budget for that in this film. But we literally, me and my scene partner, for that scene, we practiced like almost every day, or like more than like every other day for like weeks, to practice that scene in Central Park in grass without heels. And then the day of shooting, I was like, oh my God, I forgot that I had to do this in heels. And I was like, all right, we're just going to wing it. Like, we're just we're just gonna go for it, and try to do this as safe as possible. And just I trusted her, and she trusted me, and I was like, we're gonna count, but try to flip me over and as well, and it worked. It's a lot of trust.
Wow, now that's actually pretty cool because when I saw it, I was like, yo, this is done really, really cool. And I was like, yo, she has to like know how to like fight. Like, I would love to have her as a bodyguard if I ever get that chance. But I did want to ask like that you guys, the Breaking Through actors, you guys are like super close. Like, I noticed you guys post a lot of things together, and you recently just posted like a monologue of you crying. And I wanted to ask you how do you get into character, whether it's a serious role, action role, or just a comedic role, anything like that?
So with them being in choices class, it's really helped me realize who I am. And within being a great actor, you just really have to know yourself. So with any role, you connect with that role, and you understand what they're going through, and you for each individual person, it's really different how they get to that place.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, it's just being real with who you are and what the role is going through, and just doing what needs to be done.
Okay, now that's definitely inspiring and actually inspiring for me to hear because like as an aspiring actor myself, like I'm still trying to figure out how to adapt certain characters. Now, there's a certain list of movies that you've been in. And when I interviewed Camille, she was in I Got the Hookup too, and apparently you were in that movie as well. So
What? No, she was in that.
yeah, she was in that movie. I guess she was. I believe from the interview, she told me she was a just one of the people outside of the crowd. And I've seen the movie. I've seen it twice. What was your position in that movie?
So in that one, it was just like a rent. It was like a background, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Last minute, like day of,
Mm-hmm.
the casting director had
Mm-hmm.
put out a couple actors that day, and I was like, "Hey, are you available to just come to set?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem."
Mm-hmm.
And it was the cafe scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was the cafe scene. I'm like, I'm trying to remember.
Mm-hmm.
And it was sitting in a cafe, being like a normal student on a computer
Mm-hmm.
while they ordered coffee. And I was just like, okay, that worked.
Okay, so did you get to meet like the cast, like Master P, DC Young Fly, all those other characters?
Yeah. So Master P was there. It was his scene. Yeah, I was just like, oh, I didn't know that Master P was there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wait a minute, that's Master P. And I was like, oh wow. And I was like, is this like his movie? And I was like, I had no idea. I was just like, I'm here, background actor. And then I was like, oh, okay. And I met him, and I was like, hi, my name is Shantelle. And I also like met with the director. And I introduced myself, how it is networking on set and stuff. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Nice short sweet set.
Oh, okay. Now that's pretty cool. I probably thought that you and Camille probably met up with each other and just said, "Hey, we're gonna go to this movie." And when I was doing my research on you, I was like, "Oh, they've been in the same movie." I wonder if they knew,
No, I didn't even know.
Now,
Yeah, that's.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I honestly didn't even know. I'm wondering if I did that before the class or right in the beginning where I didn't really know Camille that much. But yeah, I didn't really realize.
Oh, okay. Now, there's this movie that I haven't got a chance to watch, but you're in. It's called Know What This Is About. And I was looking through your IMDb page, and I saw that on your. It's listed as a mystery movie, but I couldn't find the link to it. It seems like you probably don't know what this movie is.
Like, know what this is about.
Yeah.
No.
Hold on. Let me see. Am I looking at this wrong?
Maybe.
Oh, one more photo, please. I'm sorry.
Okay. So that one is with the same director that I did Snuff Film,
Mm-hmm.
which was that action scene that you saw in my demo reel.
Mm-hmm.
So with that director, he's basically trying to raise awareness to things that happen within females and the social media and all that stuff. So with One Photo Please, it's really how teenage girls or just young women are doing these social media pages, and they're taking these photos, and there's people, following them and like stalking in a sense, and it could be a really dangerous outlet, and they should just be careful, but in a kind of movie sense where there's a plot and a twist and the dangers of it, and it becomes a little more Hollywoody, but still raising awareness that this could happen actually in real life.
Okay. Now, I wanted to ask you about the auditioning process. When I've interviewed other people, they say that on good days they have like 4 bookings. On certain days they have 0, and it fluctuates. And I wanted to ask you, as an actress yourself, how do you process going through the auditioning process and getting that job, or just happen to wake up one week and you don't have any work to do?
It's it's a roller coaster because, and I'd say you have to be really strong willed, because there's some months where you're just like, I'm just hitting, I'm hitting. I got this movie, I got this audition, I got this short film, and you're just like, I'm killing it. And then there's some days where there's weeks, and you're just like, I haven't even gotten a self tape. Like, what's going on? And you have to realize that it's nothing to do with you as long as you're doing the work. It's seasonal. It's really just what they're looking for, and you really can't take that personal. It's just keep doing your work, keep doing it day in, day out, because it's what you want to do, it's what you want to strive for. That's your career, and it's what's going to be for you will be for you. It's going to come. So just focus on that and not so much on what you're getting, because it's blessings in disguises anyways, and they're just cherries on top. When you're like, I got an audition or I got a self tape, so just be grateful for what you get, really.
Okay. Now, as an actor, I haven't gone through the auditioning process that much, but the times that I have, it's actually very discouraging. But at the same time, like you said, you do have to be strong-willed. But I've noticed my creative side is being behind the camera and directing and creating my own content, which is more like accessible to actors. And I wanted to ask you, can we ever see you at some point creating your own content?
Yes, very soon, actually. I'm in the works of doing that, because as a creative, you want to never stop creating things. So you shouldn't wait for someone to be like, hey, I picked you to be part of my project. I, as an individual, as me myself, Shantelle, I am very much of a leader, and I do like to create my own stuff. So yes, it's in the works right now that I will be creating my own action reel and then short film. But it's all about getting the right connections and right components and friends to help and do that. So it'll take some time, but it's gonna be there. It's gonna happen.
Okay. Now, is there anything you can tell us about this short film that is it going to be like a serious drama or a comedy or anything of that nature?
Um. So
Without spoiling anything.
yeah, I'm like, it's still in the writing process, but it's definitely gonna have action, because I'm a very action filled person. I love action scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely gonna have action, and I love thriller.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to keep people at the edge of their seat.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm all about a person that's very well rounded. So it could have some comedy chops in there, just a little bit, 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still in the writing process, so not the general genre known just yet.
Now, I did want to ask you. I have seen this on HBO. It was a series that you were in called Succession.
Yes.
Now, I've only seen bits and pieces. I think I've seen 1 or 2 episodes, but I just recently started it way before I was starting to study who you were, and I was wondering, what part did you play in that particular series?
I did not play a serious part. I got a SAG voucher for that, and I played just a college student back when I lived in New York, when I first started acting, like first couple months. And I through Central Casting, I went and played a college student in the auditorium. It was like it says the episode on the IMDb, but met those actors as well in that episode.
Okay, now I wanted to ask you, what is the set process like? I've noticed on your IMDb you've been on a lot of different sets and meeting a lot of different people. Some people that I've interviewed said that they love it, and some others have said that they think it can be stressful at times depending on where you are. So I wanted to ask you, when you are on set on any project, how is that feeling for you?
It's very, because I love acting so much, and it's a passion of mine. It fuels me, and it's very like not nervous. It's just it's not anxiety in a bad way, but just my heart's pumping. I'm ready to do it. I'm excited, and I like being in the environment of on set and meeting people and figuring out how things work and being behind camera and asking questions. I mean, not too much questions to distract anybody, but asking questions and like learning and just getting more on that upper echelon of being an actor.
Okay, now I just have a couple of questions for you. Now we spoke on earlier about the Breaking Through Acting workshop and how you got started and got linked up with everybody. I noticed recently Choice had posted a picture of like a short film or a film that he's finished with some of you guys. I was wondering, do you guys audition within each other about projects that you guys are doing for one another? Or do you guys just like, if Choice comes to you and say, hey, I have this short film and I have this role, I would like for you to do it. Do you guys do it like that? Or do you guys actually audition for those types of things?
So within our class, there's Mondays and there's Fridays. But within our class, if you're in the class and say you're creating your own content, I'm creating my own short film and I want people in it from class. Mm-hmm. I've already been seeing how each individual actor has acted within the things that we get from class. So it's literally like you're auditioning in class day in and day out every week. Mm-hmm. So I already know how you act. It's just depending whether I know that you can give the role what it needs because I've already seen you act, or that you're the right casting for that role. Mm-hmm. So for that short film that he just did with one of the actresses that she wrote and she produced, she already had the characters written out for her script and just knew exactly who would play those roles.
Okay. Now, my last and final question is that what's the next thing that we can see you on? I follow you on Instagram. I've noticed that you are very like vibrant on Instagram. You post a lot of cool pictures, especially you at the beach and you do your monologue stuff. So it's like, and you're actually a really creative person, I've noticed on social media. So I was like wondering, what's the next big thing or a certain thing that we can see you in?
So the next, I wouldn't say if it's like big, because you could always go bigger, but the next thing would be I'm going to start putting up more videos of auditions and monologues and recording sketches and pilots from certain shows and just mimicking that and just showcasing my talent more on social media. So my Instagram or my YouTube could start becoming basically my portfolio. So it's just out there. And then obviously eventually after that or during that, creating actual short films and content that's like movie-like status.
Okay. No, I can't wait to see that. I follow all of you guys. So like, and you guys inspire me because you guys put out some of the dopest things. And I'm like wondering, why aren't you guys like on TV every day? Like it just blows my mind.
Well, come to Choice's class. Like, you surround with greatness.
Like I told Choice this. I said like as soon as I ever in LA and it's a Monday or a Friday, I will definitely stop by just to spectate to see what you guys are doing. Like, 'cause
definitely,
you guys are killing this.
You will be so impressed and so astounded just by. It's almost like seeing a beautiful play, just seeing all these individual actors act because not one acts the same as the other. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And I can only echo that because I've seen a lot of that just from outside looking in, and I just can't wait to see what it looks like while I'm there. And I will definitely be in LA sometime next year, so I'll definitely hit you guys up and let you guys know when I'm there. But where can everyone find you on social media? And I'm glad you mentioned your YouTube page because that's where I saw your demo reel, and I didn't know you had a YouTube page. So would you like the fans know what your YouTube page is as well?
So, I mean, yes, of course, it's still in the makings. I mean, I don't have like 3,000 followers or anything like that on YouTube. I don't have a high following base on YouTube, but it will be filled with more content of me acting since that's what I do and that's the career I'm pursuing. So, YouTube is Shantelle Cuevas, the same as my Instagram. My Instagram is Shantelle.Cuevas. I don't know if you can put it like in the description or something.
Oh, it's gonna pop up on the video.
Pop up maybe here, there, somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Shantelle.Cuevas for Instagram, Shantelle Cuevas for YouTube, and then there's obviously Facebook, which would be like my business page, which is Shantelle Lee Cuevas. So you can find me, you can Google me, and I will pop up.
That is so cool. Thank you so much, Shantelle, for being on the show. I really do appreciate you guys. Every time I interview you guys, it's so much fun, and I can't wait to actually personally meet you guys at some point. But thank you once again for being on the show. Everybody, please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you get all the content updates of what's going here on Momentum Media. And please go follow Miss Shantelle and everybody else at Breaking Through. When I say that they are killing it, it is not an exaggeration. Like literally, I was watching something from Tony's page, and like he's a phenomenal actor. That's why I'm like, I can't see why you guys are not on TV every day. Like it's just crazy.
Happen.
Yeah, it does, unfortunately. But I know you guys will one day make it big. Like I can't wait to see for that to happen. But thank you guys for watching this video, and as always, you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Alex.